students were there at the beginning. Students really created the system of education. And by virtue of being a part of the experimental college, students are reclaiming our heritage and building on it. So you are participating in an ancient and honorable tradition, which has been very successful. I'm James Nixon, and I was student vice president and student president during the first year of the experimental college, and also I was the first coordinator of the experimental college, and a part of the group that really provided the leadership that led to its creation. It was very much a group effort. And one of the tough things about it was once we got famous, and we got very famous for a while, people were saying that, that after the free speech movement, higher education was kind of in crisis, and campuses were blowing up in many places around the country. And for a while, people were saying that we had solved the problems of higher education, that we'd created the model that was going to take things forward. And so we got quite famous, got covered nationally, and one of the problems is that when the media gets involved in stuff, they personalize it. And so it definitely got personalized as something that I was doing. But, I was one of a smaller circle and a much larger circle of what did it. And so I wound up kind of symbolizing it, but it would have been better if we'd found a way to have the group symbolize it.
So my name is Trevor Getz, and I'm chair of the Department of History and a professor of African History here at San Francisco State. And I guess you could say I've been involved in the Experimental College as a faculty advisor on the process of creating it, and on sort of the side of creating the policy, helping to create the policy to make it happen.
My name is Raymond. I go by Ray, and I got involved in the Experimental College as a teacher. I taught the cybersecurity and world affairs class during the fall of 2017.
My name is Cesar Plasencia, and I have been teaching with the Experimental College for 2 semesters. I was one of the first 4 teachers in, fall of 17. And I taught social movements and digital technology, and this semester I'm teaching a class on existentialism, which has been great.
So far, the impact has been minimal because the program has just started. There has been some evidence that even last semester, when Ray taught the cybersecurity class, that the International Relations Department has been very interested in his curriculum, looking at it, and perhaps adopting, if not the entire curriculum in toto as a course, then perhaps creating a course and integrating many of his topics into that syllabus. The original experimental college, the one in the 60, 65, 69, their goal was to have an impact on the quality of the San Francisco State College community, and many of the final projects in the original EXCO were intended to organize the students. I don't think we're in the same historical time, but who knows what will happen with Black Lives Matter, Me Too, Never Again, and how they might morph into another social movement, which I hope it does. And then EXCO will be very poised to be able to participate in that. In terms of the kinds of changes that I would like to see EXCO make, is I would like it to be sort of ground zero to attract like-minded students and faculty who are interested in being more reflective of their practice in terms of empowering students, creating curriculum that's relevant to students, and having methods in the classroom that allow students to spend more time getting ownership over the curriculum.
I think it is one of the highest impact practices that we can have on this college campus, on this university. And the reason for that is that I firmly believe that both the research shows and my gut tells me that students learn best by doing, but also that the way that we can do best as a university is to mobilize the knowledge, skills, and interests of students, invite them in, help perhaps to shape and train them as a faculty, but then let the students be the experts, let them bring those things that they know and let them apply them to the teaching process. And I believe that it's effective for, first of all, the students who become student instructors. I don't think there's any way that they can better become experts, leaders, citizens, members of this community, and our national community, international community than by teaching. But also the students who learn from them. I think that there's a lot of evidence that shows that students learn very well from their peers and engage their peers and feel free to engage their peers, and it's an empowering process, and that it helps what is the core mission of this university, which is an educational mission. I've seen it get more significant every semester without fail for the last 3 or 4 semesters. Next semester looks incredible. I think it'll take one more year before the momentum is really there and it's really rolling, and it'll have a huge impact on student achievement.
Yeah, I think the change is definitely more geared towards the curriculum, not towards the staff, but towards the attitudes that students take. Because students just come here, take their class, and they leave. But now they have the opportunity to actually teach.
I think the experimental college is a form of activism. And I say that because I don't have a narrow conception of what activism is. To me, activism is very broad, and activism can be very personal. I love the expression from the women's movement of the 1970s, the personal is political. And that's the way that I look at the experimental college. Yes, right now you could say that our classes are a little insular and that they're only affecting a minority of the student population, but we're making change and we're rebelling against this form of institutionalized education that we do not think is conducive to real learning on this personal level. And we're changing minds one person at a time.
I think it's certainly important for it to get institutionalized, only for the reason that it needs to live and it needs to allow other students to use it as a platform as well. And I feel that if you institutionalize it to a degree, students will be able to use that in the future, in the near future, in the long run. They can use this platform.
We have institutional knowledge that dissipates because of the nature of the institution. And so now we're trying to pass off this great thing that we've helped create to the next generation. And that's beautiful. And I have faith that it's going to work out. But is it going to be hard? Yeah, and we're going to need people that are willing and able to take up that mantle. But I think it's going to happen. I know it'll happen.
Were the institution to embrace that approach to pedagogy and that mission, that'd be phenomenal. So to the degree that you can, with experimental college classes, take on important social problems and make a contribution to solving them, that's success. To the degree that you can get other folks to do that, that's success. To the degree that you can get the university to do that, that's success. To the degree that people can learn how to form teams to do that, that's success. Got me a little passionate there.
Yes, I'm excited. That's good.
Does that help?
That is very good. Yes, thank you so much.